Friends and comrades, today in this episode, I would like to talk to you about the meaning and the application of secularism in our country. In fact, the confusion surrounding this concept. It has become necessary to rethink this concept in the light of what has happened a couple of weeks ago. As you know, the state of Jharkhand allotted a room in the assembly premises for a particular community to offer their prayers. Since it was about the Muslim community, they called it Namaz room. That kicked off a huge controversy, especially as another Muslim legislator in Uttar Pradesh asked for a similar facility in the UP assembly. There were opinions sharply divided for and against. In fact, there were very few opinions supporting this move by the Jharkhand government. Because Indian public has been fed with the idea that secularism means state has no role in the religious affairs and state has no religion. That itself was not maintainable because state has intervened quite a few times in the religious issues. So what is secularism? I have maintained in my articles, in my public utterances, that secularism is a failed concept in India. As it has been transplanted from the Western world, it did not really find roots in Indian soil. You may say that quite a few political terms and practices have been borrowed from Western democracies. Yes, but they are modern principles, universal, and not really subjective to people's faith or culture. For instance, equality, freedom, solidarity. Such concepts do not deal with people's faith and beliefs. But secularism is something which deeply concerns the depth of people's feelings about God, about spirituality, about their own identity. That is why this concept became problematic. After the decline of Marxism, which had de-recognized religion as a factor in life, in fact he said that it was the opium of the people, people have rediscovered their identity as believers and as religious identities, religious people. Indian secularism should be renamed or replaced with a concept called pluralism, which is really relevant to the Indian culture, civilizations and practices. India is a pluralist society. Of course, nature by definition is plural. Indian civilization has been a pluralist civilization. To put it pithily, what I mean by pluralism in the context of secularism and the religious identity that I am referring to, pluralism here would mean a multi-faith or multi-religious politics and society. Even in our constitution, it is understood that secularism implies equal respect to all religions, and other one which has not really worked is equidistance from all religions. So equidistance has not been fairly practiced, but equal respect also in actual terms is not maintainable, because how can you pay equal respect to unequal religions? In any case, when you replace it with pluralism, the numbers will not matter. The majority-minority dichotomy will disappear, and it would be the right of an individual or a community, however small it is, to preach and practice their belief, which is enshrined in our constitution from Articles 25 to 28. Coming back to the Namaz room in Jharkhand Assembly, in fact, it should have been a prayer room, not Namaz room, because every community has the right to practice their religious behavior and to offer prayers like Muslim brothers and sisters do 5 times a day, and even Christians pray any time during the day, and Hindus also go to the temples many times. So are the other religionists. So my plea would be, rationally speaking, and in all fairness, there should be, if there is a demand, a prayer room meant for people to come and pray. We have seen such facility in many public spaces where prayer rooms are there. People can go and meditate, pray, and come out. To conclude the argument, I would say that it is in order that the members of assemblies or parliament or people in public life, if there is no prayer place nearby and if the members so desire to have a prayer room in the premises they are working, it could be allowed. I underline that it is a prayer room not meant for a particular community. The more people pray, the more divinity will come to the society will be more sanitized, and quite a few ungodly things that we witness and experience should disappear. So all religions really should be practiced in full public knowledge and full public support. Undermining religion in the name of secularism undervalue people, undermines their identities. So a religious country, society like India, should encourage people to practice their beliefs in their true sense of the scriptures that is there. And I believe that scriptures in all religions mean good for humanity and mandate us to serve the humanity without conflict, without hatred, and without certainly bloodshed. So let us understand and advocate a multi-religious society, not a secular framework which is, as I said, confused and giving a alibi excuse to different political forces to exploit this confusion and mislead people.